Hey everybody, it's Greg from Concord 9th. Those of you who tuned in last month, I did share a video, another face-to-face video like this one, discussing kind of where we were at as a company for those of you who are interested in knowing what we've been up to. And for those of you who are just joining in with Concord 9th today for the first time, last month we did a fun campaign called C9 Brighter Days. It was a hashtag that we were sharing and having people share as they made cards and shared those with the world. And as part of the Brighter Days campaign, we did 10% of our profits from our April sales towards COVID-19 or coronavirus disaster relief. And we're happy to report that it far exceeded our expectations. It's great because it helps sustain us as a small business. We were expecting, I think every small business right now is trying to just stay afloat and keep as many of their employees with them as possible. And I'm happy to report that at Concord 9th we're doing great. And a lot of it has to do with your continued ongoing support of us as a small business. And we're very excited to donate that money that you guys helped us to raise. And we know it'll go towards a good cause. So for May, our hope was that we were going to have our color release ready. And again, it's getting closer, but it is by no means ready to release. And unfortunately, the wait will continue, but we know that it will be really exciting when the time does arrive for us to be able to release our cardstocks and inks. And our hope now is that at some point in June, we'll be able to release those to the public and you guys can get your hands on our new color products. In the meantime, again, we had to question, okay, well, what are we going to do in May? Is there something we want to do for May? And as we talked as a team, we decided that while there's still a lot of unknowns out there right now, we don't necessarily know what the next few weeks and months hold. But what we do know is that there are a lot of people who have been doing so much to help take care of the communities that they're in, whether that's medical professionals or people working at grocery stores or mail carriers or, you name it. There's a lot of people who have been very important in keeping us connected, as connected as possible. And so we decided that we want to have another really small release that will help to promote making and sending cards, especially to those people that have been helping to keep us safe and connected during this pandemic. So I want to show you our release. It's literally 3 products: a stamp and die bundle and then a little background floral builder. And then I will talk with you as well about some items that we have on sale that will go nicely with these products. So the first thing I'm going to show you is a stamp and die bundle. So it's called Simply Said, and we're using a hashtag this month. It's called C9 Say It Simply, hashtag C9 Say It Simply. And that's the idea, is we want you to be able to make as many cards as you can, and we want you to be able to do that simply and quickly so that you can share a handmade card with as many people as possible. So that is the goal. The products that we're releasing and also the products that we'll be putting on sale will help facilitate card making, and so facilitate quick and easy card making. So I'll start here with this stamp set. There are 4 large scripty sentiments. They say, "I've been thinking of you, way to go, you're perfect to me, and thank you." So all very supportive type of sentiments. And then there's a lot of smaller sentiments that can kind of supplement underneath these larger scripty sentiments. So if you stamp out "you're perfect to me," there's a little sentiment that says "seriously perfect." These could also be inside card greetings if you think about it that way too. "You inspire me, you're amazing, you're so good to me, hang in there, you're the best, I'm here for you, you are too kind." So great messages of support, and then the die set, it doesn't look like much because there's 4 dies that cut out those large scripty sentiments, so they're great for layering on any kind of background that you stamp down. And then there's a heart that does cut out the heart shape in the stamp set. And then there is one other piece, this banner right here, that goes with those small straight across sentiments there. So again, this is the Simply Said Stamp and Die Bundle, and I'm going to show you a few cards that we've made using them. This right here has that I've been thinking of you and the heart die cut out in there, and you can see we've used gingham background on there, and it's just a nice card, and it's impactful, but it's very simple when you just stamp down a large impactful background and then layer those messages on top. This one, thank you, you're the best, and I'm kind of sneaking what the next stamp set will be. If you're into florals that are quick and easy to use, you're gonna love our next stamp set. So that one says, thank you, you're the best. This one, let's see if I can get you a good angle. Oh, there we go. Says, you're perfect to me, seriously perfect. And then I love like a nice subtle backdrop that is created using that seriously perfect sentiment repeated over and over. And really fun with this like quick foil accent using gold foil from our neutrals, gold foil. And then this one is just using our, there we go. All right, this one is using our brush stripe background, and we've just repeated that thank you 3 times and die cut them out there, and then you are too kind. All of these cards perfect to send to those people who have been helping, just helping us along the way through this pandemic. So the next stamp that we have coming out, keeping this informal and casual again, is called Wildflower Fields. And this is a large 6" by 8" stamp set. And it comes with the components to make a really pretty, it's called Wildflower Fields for a reason. So we wanted to have just kind of these loose wildflowers. And they build, this is a card size, so you can see how it fills up the background of a card really nicely. And so it has all those pieces, but then there's also pieces that you can use to build a little single flower. Let's see. This is my favorite part of doing these videos, is seeing if I can get it at the right, there we go. See if I can get it at the right angle so you guys can see that. So there's pieces to build the little single flower, and then there are 4 sentiments on there. We miss you so much, so glad we're friends, keep being amazing, grateful for all you do. Again, those are perfect for our theme for this month, to make and send quick and easy cards. A few things I want to point out. In the stamp set, you can stamp it very simply, right here, where it's just literally the leaves and the flowers, and you're done. This, we've stamped the leaves and the flowers, and then there is a piece in the stamp set that looks like this, and it's spaced so that on the flowers they fall right in the middles, and then we did the little centers there on the flower as well. And there's also some pieces in there that, oh my word, there we go. Oh, maybe if I just take my face out of it. It doesn't like looking at my face. There's pieces too that you can stamp in and make some detail there on the leaves. And those little centers that go on the flowers, they can also pass as little, just little individual flowers as well, and you could repeat that over and over on a background. If you choose to just use the blossom part, we do have some little leaves in there as well, where you could just make a cluster of blossoms as well on a card front or a card base. So I'm going to show you a few samples there. if you are following along with our sneak peeks for the month, this is such a just a clean and simple card. I love it. And send this to somebody that you've been missing, that you haven't been able to see during the quarantine. Some cute little tags. This one you can see uses the fill-in blossom, and that goes in the middle of the larger blossoms. And then we did the little centers on there as well. And just a little tag, little single flower, and another little single flower that we've just hand cut out and popped up. And we used Way to Go from the Simply Said bundle. Here is a fun, we've repeated that cluster of blossoms and just filled in with some of the extra leaves in there, and have a "so glad we're friends" sentiment on there. So fun. And then this one is a nice craft base, or wheat. That's one of our new colors coming out. And then we've just stamped down that cluster of flower and leaves. And then we took a "I've been thinking of you" sentiment from Simply Said. And that is a very simple and easy card to make, but I think it's perfect. And finish it off with a few little sequins. That's one way to turn up a clean and simple card. Just turn it up a notch, is just to throw a few sequins on there. So one more sample that we made, and I think this is awesome. Maybe make and send this to a grandmother or somebody who might be lonely or just need a little extra pick-me-up. It's basically making a card front though, and framing it and mailing it to them so they can put this on a little side table, and every time they look at it can just remind them of how much you care about them. So, and we did this one on watercolor paper, so just stamped it down, and this is literally just the leaves and the flowers, and then with a brush and some water, just kind of, I'll see if I can get that a little closer. You can see it looks like little hand watercolored flowers right there, and then keep being amazing on there. I love that. Okay, and as I mentioned, we are going to have some backgrounds on sale as well, because any of those sentiments from Simply Said can be die cut and layered over backgrounds. And so we thought if we put some of these background stamps on sale for you, you could pick some of them up as well if you've had your eye on them. So here we have Barnwood background. We've had this in our catalog of products for a while, and it has always been a staple. I love the scale of those boards. Fun fact about this, I took a picture of, when we came out with this, I took a picture of just some slats of a fence, an old wooden fence, and I worked with it in design software, but I love this stamp set, and it's been kind of a staple through the years. This is a newer one. We came out with this about 3 months ago, 3 or 4 months ago at this point. Dry brush, or brush stripe background, and you can see that is just a really pretty, stunning stripes background. I love how loose it is. And these are using other coordinating stamp sets that we've come out with, but like I said, you can use any of these with our Simply Said stamp set that we're releasing with this month. Another fun, and this is also a fun summary set, is our gingham background. This one's using simple serif dies and stamps to say thank you, but love this one. Woven plaid is up next. This one has, I hope you can see the texture on there. It's a nice, when I drew this one out, I used a hatching, like a nice little hatching process there of like creating the lines and that texture, and you can just see how beautifully that stamps out. Herringbone. This one is dry. It's embossed and then watercolored on there, so that creates the white lines on there. But a nice all occasion background there. Plaid. This one has been popular. This is a Christmas card, but you get the idea. Plaid background, and this one, for those of you who aren't familiar with it, has 2 lines that are spaced so they can go in the white space in that plaid pattern there. This has been a super popular stamp set. Sketched stripes background. This one you can stamp once, but if you stamp it twice, so here I'll show you. You can stamp it once, but if you flip it around and stamp it again, it fills in the spaces, and so you can do a two-tone stripe background, or you can stamp it 4 times. This was before turnabouts, but you can get a fun plaid texture. So that is a good all occasion as well. That's kind of the point with all of these, is that they're all meant to be all occasion. They're nice basics that you can use any time of year. We have woven stripe background stamp set. See it that way too. This has a similar texture to our woven plaid. I'll just throw a few of those up there. So it's a little textural look to those stripes. Shiplap sentiments. Nice stripe background that can run landscape or portrait on a card, and just some nice bold sentiments in there. And you can just see how cute and simple that card is. It kind of mimics that trendy look of shiplap. Stripes and sayings. This one is these are nice 1/4" stripes, and they're evenly spaced. And it just creates a really nice, I like the scale of this. And then there are all these little sentiments that fit in between those stripes. I'll show you a few. So there's the scale of it on a card base. Here it is stamped twice and turned into kind of a gingham plaid. And these are just showing how some of those extra stamps in there can fill in between the spaces on those stripes. Dotted fill in, so nice big bold dotted background. Believe it or not, that is a stamped image on there on that card base. It's not printed paper. And then we've filled in some of those dots using the little circle stamp right here. Or maybe that was the striped, or not the striped, this strip of dots right there. So that's a really nice bold background. And then last but not least, we have Bloom's fill-in. This has been very popular because I think it's just, you can create a really bold graphic floral image in that background. So you have this big reversed out image, and then all of the pieces that need to fill in that. So then you can create a beautiful card that looks like you have printed paper, and you can stamp it in any colors that you love. So all of those stamp sets all of the background stamps are on sale for I think up to 40% off. There's some of them that are 40% off. I think they're at least 20% off if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. But they are all on sale, and they'll be available in the shop. If you just look under our May 9th release, they'll be listed there together with those new products, Simply Said and Wildflower Fields that I had shown you earlier. So we're really excited about this month. We're excited to join in and send cards to people we love, people we are appreciating and want to show our gratitude towards. And we're just encouraging you as well to make and send your cards. And that's kind of one of our gifts, is being able to share our gratitude and our talents with those around us. And so before I sign off, I'm just so grateful for the continued support. We truly are grateful for all of you here at Concord 9th. And I guess this is just our well wishes to all of you, and hope that you're staying safe and staying healthy, and hang in there. Until we catch up next time, we'll see you later. Bye.